friends, here I've soaked 1 cup of moong, washed it really well first under running water, soaked it in 3 cups of water overnight. Then I remove all the water and then again I keep it just like this for another 8 to 10 hours. And then you will see that it sprouts like this. So our sprouts are ready. Now if you want to sprout it even more, you will keep it for 1 entire day. Then I'm going to place this in a pressure pan and with water around it, a little water in the pan which has the sprouted moong, and we're going to cook it for 1 whistle on high and then simmer it for 10 minutes on low. And then let the cooker cool by itself, and then you'll see that our sprouted moong is cooked just perfect. It is not too mushy, it is not very raw, but just the perfect consistency. So now we have our cooked and sprouted moong all ready for our lovely Goan moong GATHI recipe. So now let's see all the ingredients we require for this delicious moong GATHI recipe. So this of course is our cooked as sprouted moong that I just showed you how we made it. Then I have about 4 to 5 dried red chilies, Kashmiri chilies. I just have taken out the stem. Then we have over here 1 tablespoon of dhania seeds or coriander seeds. This is a small piece of nutmeg, 1 star anise, some 8 cloves, 6 cloves, 8 peppercorns, and half an inch of cinnamon. We are going to be dry roasting these spices. Then I require about half a cup of freshly grated coconut. So we're going to make a paste. We're not going to dry roast the coconut, but we're going to add the coconut and make a paste. Then we have 1 inch of tamarind and about 1 tablespoon of jaggery or gur, salt to taste, 1 green chili, light green chili, some few curry leaves, and some coriander for garnishing. Then I require half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, haldi, and hinga or asafoetida. So just a few ingredients. So like I said, we're going to be dry roasting the spices. So roast them on a low to medium flame. Don't burn the spices. Just gently roast them till you get the lovely aroma of all the spices. Then just switch off the flame, let it cool down completely. And then we're going to add this to our mixer jar. And I'm going to add the coconut, a little bit of water, and we're going to grind it to a paste like this and reserve the masala water. Now heat a pan and add just 1 teaspoon of oil. We're not going to use a lot of oil for this recipe. 1 teaspoon. Now once your oil is hot, we're going to add the green chili. There is just 1 green chili that I've cut into 4. And we're going to fry this green chili really well. Then we're going to add just half the quantity of the curry leaves. I'm going to keep the other half for the tempering. So fry the curry leaves also really well. Now we're going to add our cooked sprouted moong. Mix everything nicely together. Now we're going to add the haldi powder or the turmeric powder. Next, we're going to add some salt to taste. We're going to add the tamarind and the jaggery or gur. Mix everything well together. We want the jaggery to also melt. You can also use sugar if you don't have that at home. Now add the ground paste. Mix everything really nicely together. And now we're going to add the masala water. You can add as much or as little as you want. If you want a thicker gravy, then add little less of the water. If you want a little more watery gravy, then add a little more water. Let this simmer or come to a gentle boil for about 2 minutes on a low to medium heat. Now we'll add the coriander leaves. And now we're going to mix everything and just turn off the heat. Now here I've taken a tempering pan. To that I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. Once my oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add the mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, I'm going to add my curry leaves. Turn off the heat and then add your asafoetida or hinga. And now we're going to pour this tempering evenly over our GATHI. Now mix everything well and our lovely recipe is all ready to eat. I love having this with some lovely hot steamed rice. You can have it with even pav or bread or chapatis, puris, the choice is yours. So here you can see I've taken my lovely rice which is cooked and this GATHI, and it's an
and welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm going to show you how I make some rice flour bhakris. Super simple, friends. And I'm going to be making a chutney that goes with it. Now this chutney has got kanda, that is onion, with some peanut powder. I'm also going to show you how I make my peanut powder at home. It has a little bit of tamarind, a little bit of chili powder. Well, you'll see. And this chutney goes very well with any type of bhakri, but I like it especially with rice flour bhakri. And rice flour bhakri is a little bit different from your regular jwari, bajra or other bhakris. It's very light and very delicious. So I hope you give this a try if you haven't tried your hands on rice flour bhakri. I'm showing you a very easy method to make it. And the chutney also is very lovely. You can also have this chutney with a simple paratha too. So without much further ado, let's just jump straight ahead into today's recipes.
So let's start with today's two lovely recipes of rice flour bhakri as well as this lovely onion and peanut chutney. Both are super simple, friends. So first let's start with how I make this rice flour bhakri. Now I've taken about a cup of rice flour. To that I'm adding a little bit of salt to taste. I'm going to mix the salt and the flour well, and then I'm going to add a little hot water and just mix the flour very, very well. Now you have to add a little water at a time. Mix the flour. So say for 1 cup of rice flour, I used about half a cup of hot water. So just add a little at a time, and then you should be able to knead this into a very smooth and soft dough. Now the kneading process is very important. So you can set a timer and knead this flour for at least 3 to 4 minutes. But once you get when you knead it very well, you'll get a very smooth consistency, and the dough will also come together very well. So keep kneading this for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then you'll get a dough like this, which is very smooth, very elastic, and you can really work with it very, very easily. Now I've divided the dough into 2 parts. I've taken a little bit of rice flour. I've just dusted my surface with it. And I'm just rolling the dough to become a little bit smooth. And then I'm just put it into a little bit of rice flour. And then between the palms of my hands, I'm just, flipping it so that I get a little bit of a flat consistency. And then, using your fingers like this, just smoothen out the edges. And as you do that, the center also spreads out. So you don't need to really concentrate on the center, but as you go around in this manner with your fingers, the center also smoothens out. And then just smoothen out the edges also. Well, of all the bhakris that I've made out of jwari and bajri and natsani, I find that rice flour is the most easiest to work with. So spread it out as much as you can. And then with a rolling pin, you can just go over it. This is completely optional. And then I have my pan heating up. See that your pan is also nice and hot. So, preheat it for about like a minute or so on a low to medium flame. And now I'm just going to gently place this on the pan, and I'm going to brush a little bit of water. Now you can use your hands, or if you have a brush like this, just brush a little bit of water all over the bhakri evenly. Now you can increase your flame from low to medium and let the underside cook. You will come to know because you'll get this lovely aroma of the rice flour. Then just flip it over. Let the other side also cook well, and then you will see you'll get these little kind of, air kind of pockets, and then you just directly roast it on your flame using a pair of tongs or pincers. Now you have your flame has to be more on the higher side, and then you'll get this kind of a little bit of black kind of marks on it. And that's it, friends. Your bhakri is all ready. Don't roast it too much also, otherwise it will become really very like a papad kind of consistency. So you'll come to know that it's good because you'll get this lovely aroma of the rice flour. And then just dab it with a little bit of ghee when it's nice and hot. And then just serve it up with some chutney. And today I'm going to be serving it up with this lovely onion and peanut powder chutney. It's super, super simple and made with very few ingredients. So let's see how I make the chutney. Now the ingredients for the chutney are, I've just taken half a large onion, or you can take one medium onion, just chop it up roughly. This is some gur, so about 2 tablespoons of gur, or as per taste. Now I'm using the powder gur, you can use any kind of jaggery. Salt to taste, chili powder to taste, about half a cup of peanut powder, and half a lemon size ball of tamarind or chinsa. Now just add everything to your mixer and grind it, and that's it, friends. I'll also leave a recipe for how I make my peanut powder at home. Let's try out this different SHEV BHAJI today made in a tarri. So first I'm going to make the tarri. For that I'm taking 2 tablespoons of oil. Now once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to lower the flame, add 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of dhania powder or coriander powder. Half a teaspoon of cumin powder or jeera powder. Half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, and then I'm going to add almost half a cup of water. And then I'm going to add a whole cup of water. Now we're going to mix everything together and let it cook for about 5 minutes on a low flame. So this is our tarri, which I generally use for my misal pav recipe. I'll leave it down below. Now in another pan, I've taken about 1 tablespoon of oil. And in that, I'm going to add 1 medium onion that I've chopped fine. And I'm going to fry the onion really well. Now once our onion is nice and translucent, I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. So if you're making the paste yourself, then half an inch of ginger and about 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. Fry everything really well. And now I'm going to add this tarri or this gravy that we have prepared. Be extremely careful. It does splatter a bit, so add a little at a time. Mix everything really well together. Let it cook for about 10 minutes on a low heat. For 5 minutes rather, till it all comes together. Now I'm going to add some salt to taste and a pinch of sugar. That is about 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. Always add less salt in the beginning, and then you can taste later and add more salt. Because if something becomes very salty, then it's difficult to get the dish to the right taste. So always add less salt and then add salt later. Now give everything a good mix and cover and cook this for about 3 minutes on a low flame. And now our tarri or our gravy is all ready. It's nicely and thickened, and it already looks so yummy and delicious. So I'm going to be using this thick SHEV, which is called bhavnagari SHEV. It's easily available. It's thick and it has this kind of ridges. Now let's assemble this dish. So in a bowl, I'm going to add this gravy. Then I'm going to add some of this bhavnagari or SHEV into it. You can add as much or as little as you like. So what it does is it absorbs all this beautiful gravy. And then I'm going to add some fresh coriander and a dash of lemon. And that's it, guys. So you can have this with pav, you can have this with bread. The choice is yours. So give this recipe a try. It's really, really delicious.
Your SHEV Bhaji, GATHI Bhaji or bhavnagari Bhaji. So, let me know whether you like this bhaji. Give it a big thumbs up if you really did. And subscribe to my channel. Once you have subscribed, click on the bell. And every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first one to know. Till our next video, this is Akshata signing off. Take care and have a nice